All right, day 3. They put together some real competitive fragrances in the marketplace, and they're priced right at designer level. And I'm just going through the entire line and telling you guys which ones you need to put your nose on and what you might be interested in, the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm giving the full story in a nice, concise review that you can take and go. You don't need to watch anything else after this video. So strap up and take this ride with me.
Okay, dinner for two. I watch that head move side to side as I let this in into the room. You are on top, let's connect minds. Trying to get into a mood. We gon' be fine. Close up the blinds, no rush. Finish it.
Welcome to the Scent Bubble. I am your host for the afternoon. I share my fragrance journey, and my journey is dense. Every week I'm putting my nose to like 50 fragrances straight up and down. And if I go to a Neiman's or a designer, which I don't really go to designer stores much now, I kind of just check in once a month, once every other month to see if anything new's dropped or to familiarize myself with something. But in the designer category, man, I've left no stone unturned. But, even that's almost the same story for rack stores. So lately I've been going into my niche bag. But if I go into like a Neiman's or a Bloomingdale's or Saks on Fifth, I'm oftentimes looking for a lot of good stuff, man. And I think day 3 makes designer priced fragrances that feel niche, but I think so far it's hit or miss. Some stuff feels designer, some stuff feels niche. So today we're going to talk about a fragrance that comes from the house of day 3, which the perfumers live up the street from me. Fun fact. But this is Filosofia. Don't really know much to tell you about it before we get into our initial impressions, but it says it's an aromatic, spicy fragrance that's unisex. So far, every fragrance has been unisex. Launched in 2023. Let's give this a shot. What did they call this? An oriental, aromatic spice. Oh man, I almost just burped. An aromatic spicy fragrance for men and women. I'm going to warn you guys, I tried this fragrance a couple of days ago right after I tried Tres Oros for my review, and I found them to be quite similar together. So I'm going to do something a little bit different today. I want to go to this and kind of read into this. That way I don't kind of have certain nose expectations. I will, but I won't in terms of how I want to treat this. So cardamom, black pepper, tobacco, oud, hazelnut, vanilla, and chocolate. This looks like a very cool pyramid. It's got a lot of typical stuff together like pepper, tobacco, vanilla, but the chocolate, hazelnut, oud, and cardamom with the spice. You know what? I might have to free up some skin real estate to test this on skin to truly see what comes with this fragrance. Because we might have a little masterpiece on our hands, or we might have something redundant. So I'm going to let that dry down a little bit. This is a very interesting note pairing here. Okay. Main screen here. I kind of doused my test strip. Get that dang logo off my screen. I'm curious, have you guys tried anything from day 3? I really think they've got a good little setup here. For $40, you can get the Discovery set, try every fragrance, 2 ml, nice little atomizer on it. And then because you buy the Discovery set for $40, you can then take that $40 and they give you a $40 voucher to put towards a fragrance, which typically runs $155. So $40 off that takes it down to $115. So that's a cool deal. You can try everything from the house and get that same price you paid for the Discovery set as a credit off of the fragrance you finally decide to go with. So if you look at it in a reverse way, it's basically like getting a free Discovery set for buying a fragrance. Only they're giving it to you in reverse so you can figure out which one you want to buy. I think all houses should do that. It just makes all the sense in the world. There's nothing worse than buying a fragrance you kind of like or you might love in the moment, but then have the lingering thought in the back of your mind of, man, did I get the best fragrance, or did I get the best fragrance for me? Or, man, I want to try something, but I don't know what it's going to be like. And then, it gets to a slippery slope where it becomes not practical to get the discovery set once you kind of dive in and start just buying bottles. So I think the discovery set here is fairly priced, and that you're going to have a voucher. Now, granted, you get the discovery set. If you don't like anything from the line, you're only $40 down, and you got to have a great experience. It's a no-brainer for content creators, but if you're somebody who's not, maybe the other thing you could do is like go online and see what the highest rated fragrances from this house are and only get the particular ones that have the highest votes. That's one way to do it. But I think for $40, you're not losing the $40. You'll get it back. You're kind of committed to buying a fragrance at that point a little bit, unless you want to part ways with your 40 and call it scratch. But day 3 makes some serious heat. So I find it nearly impossible to go through this entire line and not at least have one fragrance that's bottle worthy to you. I've definitely found a few. Okay, I'm just buying time for this fragrance to sit down on my skin. Okay, so this does feel very close to Tres Oros in a few different ways, like maybe just 50%. I don't want to say entirely. The hazelnut is very dominant in this. The tobacco is very smooth, yet a little bit ashy. And I think what makes it feel ashy is this dense, rich black pepper note. It's not effervescent. It's not loud and edgy, the pepper, but it's like a lot of it's like peppercorns, like a bunch of peppercorns packed in a pipe of tobacco. You kind of can make out this dense, rich darkness under the tobacco. And the tobacco is very much like pipe tobacco, but there's a rich hazelnut undertone to this fragrance. Man, you do get the vanilla absolute and chocolate though. Man, this is a really cool gourmand fragrance because as rich as the sweetness is, they buried the sweetness under everything, under the pepper, the cardamom, the tobacco, the oud, the hazelnut. And when you really get close and get under that fragrance, pretend that inhale I just had, on the last 1 second end of my inhale is where you catch a juicy freaking waft of vanilla absolute and chocolate. So I love that about this fragrance. Like, you have to go through it and you catch all the sweetness on the back end. And that's so nice because your nose gets to run through the cardamom, the pepper, and everything. On the skin, the vanilla absolute comes way more forward with the chocolate. It kind of reverses roles a little bit, but not so much so that it pisses me off. Because you guys know me, like, I hate when people cheat and put vanilla forward and put all the beauty behind it. To me, the beauty is what makes the vanilla have flair and character, but a lot of times the vanilla just drowns out all that personality. So I like vanilla-based fragrances, vanilla to be a background emphasis, with the exception of maybe Maison Francis Kurkdjian's Grand Soir. Man, it is a nutty hazelnut vanilla chocolate bomb on skin in the richest way possible. Like the pepper, tobacco, oud, and cardamom become background, but it's not too background. It's like a 65-35 distribution. Like, I don't want to call it 70-30 because I still think the pepper and tobacco and all that good stuff like has lift on it. I don't think it's completely doused out, but I would have loved to see that ratio more like 60-40. This feels like 65-35. I would have went even more on the tobacco, pepper, and oud just to make it more masculine, but I think they went the more mass appealing route. This is definitely like a slightly masculine leaning gourmand lover's dream, The chocolate and vanilla are so photo real, but the hazelnut gives it this nutty lightness where the vanilla doesn't lean too vanillic. The chocolate doesn't lean too chocolate, but they are still very pungent within the fragrance. But the hazelnut's just, I mean, you could tell it's hazelnut. That's the leading note in the base. Really cool gourmand fragrance. Man, this fragrance feels like, you know, in Harry Potter when they go to Hagrid's house and like he's just got this cottage out in the woods and does spells. Like Harry just walks into Hagrid's house and he's just brewing some hot chocolate, but it's like some like wizardry hot chocolate that only he has a recipe for. Like just this chocolate, vanilla, hazel, tobacco, black pepper type of hot chocolate, like this grown bearded man hot chocolate that's like very rustic. That's what this feels like, but it has a very fragrance like quality to it. Like it's not so gourmand that it doesn't feel like a fragrance. Like there's some texture, there's some important texture. It has the tiniest bit of funk from oud, but it's not a Finkel funk. It's not a poopy funk for all you guys out there. It's just a kind of like nose hair lifter, like a spritz, you know, almost the same way like a musk or, you know, something like that. It's just got a little funk under it in a very good way, because that funk is like tinged flavor wise to smell like pipe tobacco, black pepper, and cardamom. Like it's so perfectly done. In unique ways, there are some aspects of this to where I prefer this over Tres Oros, because Tres Oros goes in the more angel share direction, and that's cool and all, but I'm familiar with that direction. This direction I'm not as familiar with, and this direction feels a little bit more masculine too. Just because it's got like this chestnutty, tobacco funked pepper, like, and that's, again, when I say all that, that's the 35% of the fragrance. It is 65% just vanilla chocolate coated in hazelnut, but like it's got this cool masculine undertone to it. Even a woman could wear this, but I think if a woman wore this, she'd have to be like 30 and up, maybe even 35 and up. Men, I think anyone can wear this. Like I would say 18 and up. But man, that analogy of like Hagrid's secret hot chocolate is like so true, man. What else could it smell like? Like picture this like billionaire, right? And he's just got multiple properties around the world. Like he's up at his Alaskan mansion and he has sleigh dogs, and he puts on this giant like wolf skinned jacket, and his wolves are prancing him around the property like on the sled, or the, you know, the whole sleigh looking thing. And then he lodges up at his mansion, goes inside to the smell of a burning fire, chestnuts, and hot chocolate. But he's just in the richest mansion possible, so it's just like he's got like a little chef, just it's like it's heating up on a fire. Like he's got the hot chocolate poured in like a chalice that's sitting on the fire and just heating itself. You know, this is a cool fragrance, man. This is gourmand with personality. I think that's a lot of the reason I can't get into gourmands oftentimes, is because gourmands, they smell like food and that's it. There's not personality to it, cologniness, fragranciness to it. You know, it's just like anybody can pair food that already tastes and smells good into a fragrance and call it a day. This has personality to it. Again, you hear my descriptions. I have a story with it. I have a picture of a vibe that this gives me. And I can only do that because it's like, I could just tell you like, this smells like a hot chocolate with chestnuts. It's like, no, it actually smells like atmospheric. Like it takes you to a place. It has like different personality to it. Okay. I think this is a cool fragrance, and I'm going to give it more credit than I should.
Perfect.
10 out of 10. For me, this is a cool 10 out of 10 fragrance. For me, like as a personality wearing fragrance that I'm not quite into gourmandy, this would open me up to gourmand. I would still give it like a 9 personally, but I think as in the gourmand category, it's a 10 out of 10. Like it's flawless. It's got good, decent projection and sillage. It's not a monster. good moderate performance. I think 8 hours plus easily. You'll probably get like 8 to 10 hours. I think you probably get an hour to an hour and a half per spray on this. You know what I'm saying? And I think with a fragrance like this, you could literally go 10 sprays, and as long as you aerate for half a second, you know, the sweetness is never going to be overpowering because it's balanced really nice. Again, I would have liked to see a little bit more emphasis on the pepper, cardamom, tobacco vibe, but they wanted this to feel more warm, spicy, sweet, nutty, vanillic, and I get that. But they put just enough masculinity into it to where I feel like, I think it's perfectly unisex, but in my own personal vibe and feeling when I'm smelling this, I feel like all men could wear this. But if I smelled like a 25-year-old and younger woman, or even a 30 and under woman wearing this, it would be weird. Like it would be a girl who has like a very specific preference towards gourmands, and like she would love it. But like as far as the mass appeal of it, I don't see a lot of 30 and under women wearing this. Maybe 25 and under. I'm being a little bit harsh, but great fragrance, guys. Really cool. This is unique in its category. I can't recommend clones. I can't recommend alternatives in the designer or niche category. I'm sure there's niche fragrances that touch close to this. Again, in the air, Filosofia reminded me a lot of Tres Oros, but now I see the nuance. The nuance is chestnuts on a roasted fire, hot chocolate, vintagey, kind of Harry Potter vintageness, or cottage out in the middle of nowhere, or rich billionaire in Alaska in a mansion off grid type of vibes. Whereas Tres Oros has a more pretty boy, pretty unisex, holiday-esque with plantains. You're in the Dominican Republic, you know, eating dessert, and it's elegant and fun and playful and upscale. So I see the difference now. I'm glad I put it on skin. This is a great fragrance, guys. I think you should definitely try it, man. I think you guys should definitely try this fragrance. It's definitely one of the best so far that I've had. It sits in the top 3 so far for me. And I might have to get a bottle of this. You know, I got the $40 voucher. I think there are some other ones that stick out to me more, a little bit more down my masculine lane. But Filosofia, I wouldn't be mad at copping a bottle of this. I think it's worth every penny. It'll definitely be a fragrance that nothing else quite gives you. But let me know if you've tried it in the comments below. It's some heat, man. Again, like, comment, and subscribe. More importantly, turn on that notification bell. I drop episodes every single day. We're almost done with the entire day 3 set. So if you're interested in hearing a review from me on one of the other, like 10 fragrances or whatever, just search the fragrance. I probably have a review for it. Definitely in the next day or 2, I'll have completed the set. So look at the time of the release of this video, and as long as it's 2 or 3 days after, you guys can, I'll by this time have every review out from this house. And remember, by getting a discovery set for $40, you will get a $40 voucher discounting you from any fragrance that you wind up purchasing in a full bottle. And I don't think they sell a 50 ml yet. It's all hundreds, so it's only got one price of around the $155 mark. But yeah, banger of a fragrance. This was day 3's Filosofia for men and women. Hope you guys have a blessed rest of your day, and until next time, peace.